And this is the Anonymous Republic Network. Wow, this is a weird one. Now, I want to talk to you guys about the four: capitalism, fascism, Marxism, communism, and shit. That's what it is. Well, first I want to tell you what capitalism is. Capitalism is about trade. You make your money by working. If you have a skill, say for example, plumbing, you're a plumber, mechanic, architect, doctor, let's see here. Okay. Capitalism. Okay. Now, capitalism is an economic system based on the private ownership of the means of production and their operation of profit. Central characteristics of capitalism includes capital accumulation, competitive markets, a price system, private property, and the recognition of proper rights, voluntary exchange of wage labor, and capitalist market economy decision making and investments are determined by the owner of a wealth, property, and production ability in capital of financial markets, whereas price and the distribution of goods and services are mainly determined by competition in goods and services market. Okay, now socialism is a political, social, economical philosophy encompassing a range of economic and social systems characterized by social ownership of the means of production and workers' self-management of enterprise. It includes political theories and movements associated with such systems. Social ownership can be public, collective, cooperative, or of equity, while no single definition encapsulates many types of socialism. Social ownership is one of the common elements. Socialists disagree about the degree in which social control or regulation of the economy is necessary, how far society should intervene, and whether government, particularly existed government, is the correct vehicle of change. Okay, Marxism. Marxism is a method of socio-economic analysis that use the materialism, that use a materialistic interpretation of historical development, better known as historical materialism, to understand class relations and social conflicts, as well as a dialectical perspective to view social transformation. It originates from the works of the 19th century German philosopher Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels. As Marxism has developed over time in various branches and schools of thought, there is currently no single definitive Marxist theory. Communism. Okay. Communism is a philosophical, social, political, and economic ideology movement whose ultimate goal is the establishment of a communist society, namely a socio-economic order structured upon the ideas of common ownership of the means of production and absence of social class, money, and state. Fascism. Fascism is a form of far-right authoritarian ultranationalism characterized by dictatorial power, forcible suppression of opposition, and strong regimentation of society and of the economy, which came to prominence in the early 20th century Europe. The first fascist movements emerged in Italy during World War I. Before spreading to the European countries, opposed to liberalism, democracy, Marxism, and anarchism. Fascism is placed on the far right with a traditional left-right spectrum. Liberalism. Liberalism is a political and moral philosophy based on liberty, consent of the governed, and equity for the law. Liberals espouse a wide array of views depending on their understanding in which principles, but they are generally support free market, free trade, limited government, individual rights, capitalism, democracy, secularism, gender equality, racial equality, internationalism, freedom of speech, freedom of the press, freedom of the religion. Yellow is the political color most commonly associated with liberalism. Conservatism. Conservatism is a political and social philosophy promoting traditional social institutions in the context of culture and civilization. Central tenets of conservatism including tradition, hierarchy, and authority, as established in respective cultures, as well as property rights. Conservatives seek and preserve a range of institutions such as organized religion, parliamentary government, and property rights, and with the aim of emphasizing continuity inherent of conservatism, often oppose modernism and seek to return to the way their things were. Libertarianism. Libertarianism is a political philosophy and movement that upholds liberty as a core principle. Libertarians seek to maximize autonomy and political freedom, emphasize free association, freedom of choice, individualism, voluntary association. Libertarians seek a skepticism of authority and state power, but some of them diverge on the scope of their opposition to existing economics, political systems, various schools of libertarian thought, of the range of views regarding the legitimate function of state and private power, often calling for a restriction and dilution of cohesive social institutions. Different categorization have been used to distinguish various forms of libertarianism. Scholars distinguish libertarian views on the natural nature of property and capital, using along left, right, or socialist, capitalist lines. Anarchism. Anarchism is a political philosophy and a movement that is skeptical of authority and rejects all involuntary, cohesive form of hierarchy. Anarchism calls for the abolition of the state, which it holds to be undesirable, unnecessary, and harmful. It is unusual described alongside libertarian Marxism as a libertarian wing of the socialist movement, and as having a historical association with anti-capitalism and socialism. libertarian socialism. Libertarian socialism is a refer to anarcho-socialism, anarchist socialism, free socialism, settler socialism, socialist anarchism, and socialist libertarianism. Is a anti-authoritarian, anti-statist, and libertarian political philosophy with a socialist movement which rejects the state socialist concepts of socialism as a statist form where the state retains centralized control of the economy, overlapping with anarchism and libertarianism. Libertarian socialists criticize wage slavery relationships with the workplace, emphasizing workers' self-management and decentralization of structure of political organizations as a broad socialist tradition and movement. Libertarian socialism includes anarchist, Marxist, anarchist, or Marxist-inspired thought, as well as other left libertarian tendencies. Anarchism and libertarian Marxism are the main currents of the libertarian socialism. That is, these are different, philosophies of these different terminations and stuff. So, but you have two groups on the same side. Antifa as well as BLM. One wants to bring in a Marxist utopia in the United States. Other side, other group wants to bring in a socialist. Now, think about it. Antifa claimed to be fighting fascists. Okay? But if you really look at their actions, okay, they're mainly a combine of fascism, socialism, and communism all in one ball here. And no matter how you say it, Marxism, socialism, fascism, communism, they're all one the same philosophy, but different interpretations and stuff. So, but capitalism is trade of service for goods. Say you work as a plumber or a mechanic, or if you're a doctor, or if you're a engineer, or if you're a marketing into marketing, okay. You work. You do a service, okay, and you get paid for it. You serve people. You work, serve people. You get paid to do it. Say a plumber. A plumber's job is to maintain. They get paid to go out to someone's home, fix the plumbing, and get paid for it. Now, if you do a service of putting up a fence, say a wooden fence or chain link fence, you're providing a service to the individual, and you get paid to put up a fence. That's capitalism. You're working. You get paid to work. Okay. You exchange goods to get paid. Okay. If you're a business owner, same thing. You still provide a service, and you get paid for it. Okay. Now, Groups like Antifa and BLM would totally disagree. They want to end capitalism. They want to have where the state runs completely everything. Okay. And which is kind of like what's happening in Venezuela. Maduro is a greedy motherfucker. He took after Castro. Hugo Chavez. He was a socialist himself. And he's letting people starve. People are sick. They're starving. What is he doing? He's censoring the media in his country. No. He's doing what Hitler did in the 30s and early 40s. He's letting people starve. Now, Hitler was a nationalist socialist, period. He thought a nationalist socialist society would be wonders for the world. He wanted to push it beyond Germany. He wanted to push it throughout Europe, Asia, South America, North America, you name it, throughout the world. Well, guess what happened? Didn't last very long, did it? No. He abolished the Constitution. He abolished the Constitution in Germany. There was no free speech. There was no freedom of the press. There was no peaceful assembly for anybody, If you did that, you ended up shot on sight. Now, if you were a citizen of Germany, you weren't allowed to swear loyalty to your country. You were told to swear loyalty to Hitler, which was total bullshit, in my opinion. Mussolini was a fascist motherfucker. Okay. Mussolini and Hitler were on the same page. One was a fascist, one was a National Socialist. They were on the even wavelength of ideology and philosophy. Mussolini went after the mob in Sicily because he saw the mob in Sicily as a threat to his fascist power. Mussolini's philosophy and ideology went on after he died. After him and his mistress was executed by the public. During the 70s, the Italian black shirts followed Mussolini's ideology and philosophy. That's where the Operation Gladio started. Look it up. Operation Gladio. Glaudio. Gladio. And here, I'll read to you guys. Okay. Okay. Operation Gladio is a code name for clandestine, stay-behind operations of armed resistance that were organized by the Western Union and subsequently by NATO. The operation was designed for a potential Warsaw Pact invasion and conducted of Europe, although Gladio specifically refers to the Italian branch of NATO. So you stay behind organization. Operation Gladio is used as a formal name of all of them. Stay behind operations were prepared in many NATO country members, NATO member countries, and some neutral countries. Founded in November of 1956, headquarters were in Italy, Rome, Italy. Okay. Western Union, also referred to as the Brussels Treaty Organization, was a European military alliance established between France, the United Kingdom, and the three Belarus countries in September of 1948 in order to implement the Treaty of Brussels signed in March of the same year. Under the Treaty of Signatories, referred to as Five Powers, agreed to collaborate in the defense field as well as in the political, economic, and cultural fields. September 28th, 1948, disbanded in December 20th, 1951. Here, the Grey Wolves. The Grey Wolves, officially known as Idealist Herths, is a Turkish far-right organization and movement affiliated with the National Movement Party, commonly described as ultranationalistic, Islamistic, neo-fascist. It is a youth organization that has been characterized as MPH, as paramilitary or right-wing. Its military members denies any political nature, and its claim it to be a cultural educational foundation as per its full official name. Founded in 1969. So, check it out. Check it out on YouTube. Bang it. Google it. Whatever you want to check it out. So, but you have these two groups. Who wants to bring in this? Who wants to abolish capitalism? Okay. Here's a question that I have for them. Okay. How do you abolish capitalism? You can't abolish it. Okay, really, you can't abolish it. Okay. Now, communism started out in the turn of the 20th century, okay, during the Russian Revolution, the Bolshevik, thing, and it's what ended the Tsar, means the monarchy, in Russia. Vladimir Lenin, Trotsky, Joseph Stalin were the founders of communist Russia. It is known as Leninism. His philosophy, the whole thing. But the Soviet Union, communism in Russia, spanned it out. Soviet Union, Russia, Ukraine, you name it. It didn't collapse until 1991 when Ronald Reagan and Gorbachev, who was the Russian president or prime minister at the time, and these two got along. They talked. Okay, these guys were old school, but they knew how to do one thing, and that is negotiate and talk. Okay, no bullshit. Somehow in Berlin, smack dab in the middle of Germany, okay, right in front of the big wall that they put up to divide Germany into two sides, east and west. So Reagan, he said, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. Each word was like a big sledgehammer. Tear down this wall. And it happened. It happened. The fall of communism ended in 1991. Okay. There was no longer a Soviet Union. There was no longer communism in Russia. When communism fell in Russia, Ukraine, Georgia, and other countries that were in control by Russia were free. But some still maintain that communist ideology and movement. And when Kennedy was alive, he was in talk with Khrushchev to end the Cold War. To end the Cold War. So when the Cold War ended in 1991 officially, the whole world changed for the better. Some say we're in round 2 of the Cold War. I don't think so. There's a point to this video is that I want everybody to realize how far we have gone. And I'm no expert, but I'm 44 years old. I was born in the late 70s. I grew up throughout the 80s. I grew up when Reagan was in office, the Reaganism, the whole Reagan, the Reaganomics and shit. Bush era, the first Bush era presidency that lasted only for one term. No. The 90s kind of changed for everybody. I mean, the whole thing changed for everybody. 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s. I mean, the whole for everybody. I mean, I'm 44. I'm 44. I'll be 45 within a few days. Do I see it happening here? No. I don't see Marxism here. I don't see it happening. I don't see it. Socialism here. Will it happen? No. Because here in the United States, we are a bunch of stubborn motherfuckers and very patriotic. And we will kick your ass if you want to bring in the socialist crap in here. Or Marxist crap in here. The founders of BLM, one of them said that that they are a trained Marxist. Trained Marxists. Okay. Whatever. No. Karl Marx was also a racist motherfucker. Karl Marx was a racist motherfucker. He followed Lenin's philosophy. He followed everything. The whole communist thing, everything. From socialism, fascism, everything that I'm mentioning here. All that shit. But if you're a trained Marxist, as a claim to be, they would have to really follow and research his life. I'm not buying their, we're a trained Marxist. Fuck you. No, you're not. If you were a trained Marxist, you would understand the origin of Karl Marx, where he came from, how he lived, where he got his education from, and then some. Until then, you're a trained nobody. If you were a trained Marxist, you understand Vladimir Lenin's philosophy as well, because that's where Karl Marx got his shit from, too, was Vladimir Lenin. Lenin's body is in display in St. Petersburg, in Russia. Either that or Moscow. He was the founding father of communist Russia, Soviet Union. Him, Trotsky, and Stalin. They were the founding fathers of Soviet Russia. Karl Marx learned a few things from Lenin. I hope they did. I hope they understood that, learned that. I mean, shit. These three twats are not trained Marxists. They're not. They're claiming to be. It's just a claim with no. It's just a self-claiming. They're not trained. If they were trained Marxists, they would understand where Karl Marx came from, his upbringing, his entire life, his philosophy, you name it. It's in line with socialism, fascism, and communism, the whole thing. Different meaning, but it's different meaning, but it's all in the same. No bullshit. No bullshit, okay? No bullshit. But capitalism, about trade. Trade. You work your ass off. You bust your ass. You serve. You get paid for it. You get paid doing it. About busting your ass, make a little bit of money. About working. Make a little money. Bust your ass. Now, I want to get into the realm of video games for a moment here. If you look at Grand Theft Auto 5, and online, okay, online. Now, you are a character, self-made character. You control your character in the game, but also online, your job is to make money. Any means on how to make money. Okay, no bullshit. Okay, running a nightclub. Okay, making money there. Gun running. Same thing. You're making money selling. You're selling. You're doing a service. Okay. Still getting paid. Still making that dollar. Making that big chunk of change here, It's work. It's work, okay? Now, if you understand selling goods, you're still making a profit. You're selling goods, make a profit. Okay. Now monopoly. Now monopoly is one thing. Monopoly is teaching you how to violate the antitrust law. It is. Monopoly is kind of funny. Okay, it's kind of funny. Monopoly, I love Monopoly. I love Monopoly. Okay. Monopoly is basically what you're doing is you're, say there's 4 railroads, there's a boardwalk, there's a park place, there's utilities and shit like that. So the more you play, the more you understand. You're actually learning how to violate the antitrust law. That's what it's about. I mean, the most money. I mean, you have the most money, most property. You're basically a John D. Rockefeller. Okay. You bought out every oil company. You own it through a ruthless way, and that's why it's called a monopoly. Not enterprise, monopoly. You're monopolizing on, say, the railroads and the utilities and shit, And you're making money in a weird, crazy way. You're still making money. You're still, But it's insane to understand that. You want to play Monopoly? Oh yeah. I like to play where I'm violating the antitrust law. Example, Mark Zuckerberg. Example, Jeff Bezos. Example, Google. Violating the antitrust law, but even though, but it is insane. It is insane on how why you want to be a socialist? You want to be lazy? Marxism, socialism, fascism, whatever it is. It's about being lazy. It's about being lazy. Don't want to go out and work to earn a living. It's about getting a handout. Wanting the state to control everything. State controls goods and services. The state controls the markets. State controls, you name it. AOC wants this Green New Deal, right? Now, here's the thing. Bernie Sanders wants every millionaire and billionaire to spread the wealth, right? Oh, fuck this shit. The motherfucker is a multi-millionaire himself. He owns 2 mansions. He's a socialist. Where do you get the money from to own 2 mansions? We need to have the millionaires and billionaires to spread to share the wealth. Come on, man. The dude is a multi-millionaire. Why don't he share the wealth, spread his shit, you know? it's you know, like capitalism. If you work your ass off, you get paid doing it, man. You get paid working your ass off, providing a service, and to have something to show for, man. If you bust your ass, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, when you retire, you have enough to show for. You can work for 20 to 25, 30 years, 35 years, retire. After nearly 30 years of busting your ass and getting paid for it, you pay your taxes, you pay your mortgage on your house, you pay your car payment and car insurance, you pay your kids' tuition for college and shit, or they work through it. But they say, well, we want the billionaires to share their wealth and give the people free health care. Okay, Colonel Sanders, who's going to pay for this? It's the taxpayers that'll be paying for it. Free, we want to give everybody free college and education, free healthcare. Every millionaire share the wealth. That is socialist for it. Why would a billionaire have to share his wealth? He ain't got to do it. He busts his ass off doing it, man. A millionaire ain't got to share the wealth with anybody, unless he's donating to charity and shit for a good cause. You know, if I was a billionaire, I wouldn't share the wealth with anybody. You know, because if I bust my ass, work and bust my ass, providing a service and shit, you know. But I wouldn't be doing what Mark Zuckerberg's doing. I wouldn't be doing what Jeff Bezos is doing, because those who are assholes. I dislike those fuckers, man. The way they treat people, you know. Not just their workers, but the people who's using their platform, you know. Google, for one. I mean, here's the thing. Google does provide a good service, you know. Gmail, see here, for example, okay, for example, it has Gmail, YouTube, G Drive, Duo. It has a calendar. I mean, documents, map, music, you name it. All their shit, you know, all what they have, man. But what does bug me, and I'll tell you what really bugs me is that, you know, when you have Yelp. Yelp is a service where you rate a business, say a restaurant or a store or whatever, you know, and you get and Yelp is where you could give letter stars. Talk about the reason why you get this many stars and what reason, good or bad, you know. And Facebook got into it too. Same shit, you know. But what really bugged me is that, you know, You as an individual have a right to make a living. Okay? You have a right to work your ass off, get paid for it, because you got house payment, even rent, you got to pay car payment, car insurance for your car, or if you buy your car outright, you pay for groceries, utilities, all that shit. Here you got these lazy fuckers, these Marxist assholes, communist cocksuckers, fascist feminazis, socialist dipshits who wants free health care, free education. Dude, who's gonna pay for this shit? It ain't these fuckers. It's the taxpayer that'll be paying for free health care, free education, all other shit. It's the taxpayer that'll be paying for this shit. The taxpayer's always the one flipping the fucking bill. Don't worry, we'll pay for your free education. We're good, Until the taxpayer reaches a boiling point where they're gonna flat out say, "Hey, I ain't gonna be paying for your free shit no more. Go out and get a fucking job, motherfucker. Go out and get a job, you lazy piece of shit. Go out and get a fucking job, man. Shit. I mean, it's not gonna be easy for them. Well, they won't hire me, motherfucker. They will fucking hire your ass. Just don't be fucking stupid, man. I mean, look. A young mom died this year. Okay. She died and left behind a 3-year-old little boy, 3-year-old son. She was shot in the head. All because she said all lives matter. Really? You're going to shoot a young 24-year-old mother in the head and leave her 3-year-old son motherless? Really? See, I'll say it again. Real black lives that do matter are the ones that work, go to school, go to church, and who are not thugs, who are not criminals. Every single life on God's green earth matters. It don't matter your skin color. It don't matter your orientation. It don't matter if you're man or woman or child. Every life, every single life on God's green earth matters. Okay? You could totally disagree with me or not, that's fine. I don't give a shit. Okay? It's fine. If you don't agree, fine. I don't care. But every single life, man, woman, child, even the animals' lives matter. You could be gay, straight, bi, trans, whatever. Your life matters. Okay? Your life matters. No bullshit. No bullshit. Every single life on this planet, God's green earth, matters. I want some of you guys to think about this for a moment. Think. Let it sink in. No matter if you're gay, straight, black, white, man, woman, or child, your life, every single life on this planet matters. Okay? No bullshit on that. Okay? I'm 44 years old. I am a father of a gay son. 21 years old. Okay? His life matters. His life matters. I will protect and defend my son's life with my own. If I have to die doing it, so be it. I will lay my life down for my son. His life matters. And if anybody disagrees, kiss my ass. Kiss my ass. I want you guys, everybody, to really think about this for a moment. Put everything you have aside for a moment and really think about this. Really, really hard. Let it sink in. Not here, but here. Let it sink in. Don't care how long it takes. Let it sink in here and here. Because some of you have a lot of growing up to do. Right. Some of you have a lot of fucking grown up to do. That ain't no bullshit either. Please share this video. Subscribe. Leave a like. Comment below. Hit the bell for notification. And if you got this transmission, you are the resistance. I'm Grandmaster Evan. Not just free, not just power. Always be healthy and otherwise. I love you guys. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace. God bless. Godspeed.